The following video will demonstrate how to navigate the iPad email app. After viewing this video, you should be able to read, send, and organize email using the iPad Mail application. Alright teachers, this video will just serve as a walkthrough and overview of the actual mail application. Now there is a separate video to help you in regards to setting up your email accounts, both your work email and a personal email account such as Google, Hotmail, whatever it may be. But with the new update to iOS 7, things did change a little bit within the mail application. Now if you have been using an Android phone or an iPhone, you're pretty familiar with mobile email, and they basically, although they look a little different, they basically have some of the same features. So I'm going to kind of show you where to access those and what you can do with this, because honestly, when you learn this, I think you're going to realize that it's probably actually easier on you in a lot of ways to manage your email from the iPad or even your phone. It's just a lot more portable. It's a lot easier to respond back to someone in a timely manner, and you have it right there with you. Let's jump in here and see what's similar and what's different from in this new iOS 7 update. You would just simply tap your mail icon, and you will probably have a view that looks a lot like this. On the left hand side, you will have all of your inboxes that you can view as one if you hit all inboxes, or you can see your individual accounts. Like I have the inbox for my iCloud, PCSD, Gmail, and ACU account there. Now at the bottom, you actually have more features there. Those are not just your inboxes at the bottom, those are your actual accounts. And what I mean by that is, like up here on PCSD, if I tap that, I can only go in and read and respond to email. But if I tap PCSD at the bottom, then I have my sent folder, my junk folder, my trash folder, and all of the folders that I've created. So I've got full control over my account there. Alright? Now this section up here, where you see the little circle, the all inboxes, those top 5 or 6 bars, is different in this update. You can now manage a little more here. Out beside where it says mailboxes in the top left corner, if I hit the edit button, then I get a lot of more different options here. Okay, I can actually add, let me just show you what happens. Let's say I add a to or CC and attachments and all trash. When I hit done, then I now see all of these features over here. So I can hit to, and I can go and see my emails that I've responded to. If I hit attachments, I now get a list of all emails with attachments. So if I wanted to keep those emails together that might have important documents or something, I could add that there. So you can kind of put all that you want there. I do find, especially if you're new to using email on the iPad, the less cluttered and crowded, the better. So I'm going to go back in and take those out. Okay. And then just hit done, and I'm back to my default layout there. But let's just an overview. This is not going to be that hard to figure out, but if you're new to this, it could seem a little strange. Look in the right corner up top, and you see 5 icons. There's a flag, there's a folder, a trash can, an arrow, and a little pencil and pad. Okay. Now here's the deal about flagged email. You have to, if you're going to flag emails, and flag is just simply a term, it's just an indicator where if you hit flag, it's going to flag an email so that there is an icon beside it, and you'll know it's unread, you'll know it's a certain color. And maybe you want to flag an important email. Maybe you want to flag an email that you need to read when you get home later that night so you can respond to a parent accurately. So I hit the flag, but nothing's doing except it's showing me this orange dot over the right. However, if I go back to edit and hit flagged, see there, edit and flagged, and then hit done, I now have a flagged email inbox over here. And when I go to that, I see this message flagged. So you may want to take advantage of the flag feature. There are some days where some of us get between 20 and 40 or more emails. So the flag feature can come in handy. If you know you've got an important conference the next morning or an important parent meeting that afternoon, you may want to flag it so that every time you go back over and look at your email, that orange dot is looking at you. All right? let's say you're through with email and you want to get a little more organized. If you hit the second icon on the top right, the folder, then you can then drag the current message into any folder you would like. Okay, like these are the lunch menus for the month, and I like lunch, so I'm not going to discard those because I also have a child in school and I kind of want to know what's going on there. So I might move it to a folder just so that my main inbox is not full. Well, I don't really have a folder that's appropriate. Okay, so I'm going to do something here. We're going to get a lunch menu every month, so I'm going to go back and actually make a folder here. All right, so I would start under PCSD, and if I'm going too fast, you stop and pause, rewind, whatever you need to do. You see how this is related together. I've got a message that I want to move out of my main inbox into a specific folder, but that specific folder is not there yet. So I'm going to go and I'm going to select PCSD down here. I'm going to go to Edit. And then I'm going to go to New Mailbox. You see it at the bottom of the left-hand column there. Okay, and I want to name this Lunch Menus. And I would hit save. Now this folder, so you see the Lunch Menus folder. All right, so let's get this message where it needs to go. I can hit done when I'm finished. All right, I'm going to go and hit my folder icon above the message on the top right side. And then I'm going to select the folder where I want this message to go. Lunch Menus. Bam. It jumps right over there. It's now no longer taking up my inbox and any unnecessary space there. So you just saw how to move a message into a folder and even to create a new folder. Obviously, the trash can is going to do what you want it to do. It's going to delete. Okay, it serves as a delete. If I select that message and I'm done, I got all the info I need, I hit the trash can. However, be careful. It does not ask you a second time, are you sure? You hit that trash can, it's going to delete. And then the arrow pointing to the left will be a pretty good friend of yours, because that's where you can go to print, reply, or forward. Now, we'll get into more information later on if we're able to print wireless and those types of things. The reply and forward function, you're probably going to use quite often. So if you're in your message, and let's say I'm going down here, there's one from Mr. Roy, okay, regarding EEF money. So I could just go and I hit my arrow, and I now have options to reply, which would go just to Mr. Roy in this case, or I could go to reply all. Now I'd have to be careful because if you notice, Mr. Roy emailed the entire district pretty much. So if I accidentally hit reply all, I'm also going to email the entire district. Okay, so you want to be careful there, especially with the subject of your email. You know, when you hit the arrow, make sure you select reply all. I can also forward the email to another recipient, or I can print. So that's what the arrow does. It's reply, forward, or print. Now, the little notepad is simply to start a brand new message. If I hit the notepad, I'm starting from scratch. And then I can go in. Here's a neat feature. Let's say I want to email my wife. I don't have to type out her full name. Once I start typing it, it's going to locate her message. In the same way with anyone working within the district. Let's say I want to email Melanie Henderson about a technology purchase. I start typing Melanie, and it finds it, and I just tap on her name. Okay, you do want to be careful in that from line. If you have multiple email accounts on here like I do, make sure it's sending it from the right message. Okay, I usually leave mine, from the right account. I usually leave mine as is there on the PCSD, but sometimes with personal emails, if I want to send someone something, I swap over to Gmail, and you do it all from that from line right there. You just select the one you would like. Type in your subject, that's, carbon copy someone or blind copy someone. And then you would just tap within the space there to type your message. Okay, so that's really about it as far as manipulating it, reading email, how to reply, forward, how to delete a message, and how to create a message from scratch. Okay. As far as anything else we need to know in email, just a couple tips. If you're done and want to delete, You can do that. You don't have to hit the trash can icon. You can do it quickly one of two ways. I can simply swipe from right to left on one message. Like I'm starting about where the word yesterday is by this email from Lisa Roy. So if I start there holding my finger down and I slide over to the left, I can move it instantly to trash, or I can hit more, and it gives me options there to reply all, forward, flag, move to junk, that kind of thing. But if I want to delete it, I would just hit trash, and there we go. All right. If you set up a personal email, that may work a little different. Like if I go to my Gmail account, for instance, when I slide right to left, I get archive. Google calls it archive. They don't truly delete a message, they archive it, and if you ever need it, you can go back into all mail and search it. However, for space and other issues here at school, you can actually delete a message and erase it. So for PCSD, which is my main function helping you with that, you are going to slide right to the left, and you're going to hit trash or more for additional options. Okay. You have a couple other options. You can search your inbox. You have that there. I can go into search, and I can type, let's say we'll use my brother's name for example. Anything that has the word Justin in there is going to pull up. Now this is important if you're looking for information on a student, or you contacted a parent earlier but you can't find the email. As long as it's not been deleted out of the trash folder, you can go in and search here and obtain that, okay? And find that message. You can insert pictures in a message. I'll send a test message to my wife, okay? I'll find her PCSD account. All right, subject, test for video, because she's going to get this message, wonder what's going on. Now, if I'm just I'm tapping one time in the line or the body where I want to type, okay? So I'm typing right there. But if I want to access the other features, I have to tap and hold down. You'll see that circle pop up. Look what happens here. At that point, I can paste information or insert photo or video, or even if I've put a quote in, I can adjust or increase the level of indentation. All right. So again, I do that by holding my finger down by the cursor. Like if I want to just, like I'm right there, if I want to tap into the body to start typing, I do that. But if I want to insert a picture, then I tap and keep holding, because it's going to bring up more options for me. Okay? And I believe that's enough to kind of get you going through this. If you have any other questions, please let me know. At the end of the day, we need to be able to read, respond, forward, and organize our email. It is a great way of communicating here at the school level, and it's the preferred method of communication because there's a record, there's a written record. You don't have to worry about proving what you might have said or advice you might have offered to a student. You can get to that. So take the iPad and kind of mess around with the mail application and let me know if you have any further questions. Thank you for your time.